any given Sunday.
Football is back, baby. What's going on, everybody?
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here with the Playbook Sports Podcast, coming at you with the Dallas Cowboys Week 3 recap as they traveled to Arizona for the game, which turned out to be probably the ugliest loss of the week, depending how you look at it. Obviously, if you look at the Denver Broncos or the Chicago Bears, it's teams that you were expected to lose going into the game, but probably lost by a much larger margin than expected or than anticipated by those teams. I look at this in a different way. I look at this as embarrassing as a team that was a double-digit favorite going in and losing by double digits on the road against a team that everyone is claiming is tanking, a team that is playing for that number one draft spot. So we'll see. Let's get into the recap here. Quickly looking at the game, 28-16, Arizona beats Dallas, 21-10 at the half, 7-6 in the second half. Not a great game from Dallas, not a great game from Arizona either, but they did enough to win. And as I mentioned in the preview video, it was Arizona getting out to the early first halves. They had the first 2 weeks of the season, setting them up for success. This one, they didn't let go away. The first 2 weeks of the season, they outscored the Giants and Commanders respectfully 33-10 in the first half of those games, inevitably losing both of those games. That was my one serious key to victory. I gave a couple of bullshit ones. I was overlooking the Arizona Cardinals, as probably the Dallas Cowboys were also, based off how they came out the gate and how they performed and executed throughout the game. I gave 4 keys to I'm choking. Call me Dak Prescott in the red zone. I'm choking. I gave out 5 keys to victory. 4 of them were bullshit. Show up to the game, have 11 players on the field, don't get disqualified, yada, yada, yada. The one serious key to victory I gave out was slowing down Arizona's first half onslaught, because they've been hot in the first half, 33-10 through 2 weeks. They won this first half 21-10. And here how their possessions went: touchdown, field goal, touchdown. And it's like they had 4 possessions. They scored 4 times in the first half, 180 plus rushing yards in the first half. Where's this 95, 85 Bears defense? Where's this 2000s Ravens defense? Where's this 2002 Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense? 180 yards in the first half rushing? Jesus Christ. And you look at the offense side of the ball, 3 offensive starters out, probably 2 Hall of Famers. Zach Martin, right guard, not playing. Tyler Biadasz, center, not playing. Tyron Smith, left tackle, dressed, but not playing. And then you look at left guard, Tyler Smith, first start of the year for Dallas. So they have 4 linemen who haven't played, no continuity together. And then you have a defense who's supposed to carry this team with 4 linemen down, and they suck. It's a tough look. You look at Dallas overall. Arizona's kind of been a house of horrors for Dallas. Since 2008, the Dallas Cowboys are 1-7 against the Arizona Cardinals. 1-7 since 2008 against Arizona. Couldn't even tell you what the one win was, but I can tell you what a couple of those L's were. So let's look at the box score here. Dallas had more first downs than Arizona in the game. They had 26 to Arizona's 20. Third down efficiency for Dallas was pretty good, 9 of 16, over 50%. Arizona was 5 of 10. They were 50% themselves. Dallas ran 22 more offensive plays than Arizona and lost by double digits. Hilarious. Passing, Dallas outpassed Arizona by about 50 yards. Arizona outrushed Dallas by about 40 yards. So the offensive yard totals were kind of similar, although Dallas ran 22 more plays. The big one here, the red zone. We knew coming in the first 2 games of Dallas this season, their defense has looked awesome. Their offense from about 20-20 has looked pretty good. The biggest question mark for Dallas coming in was their red zone offense, and that was the biggest factor for them losing this game. You can talk about the offensive lineman being out. You can talk about the defense giving up big plays. You can talk about Trayvon Diggs being done for the season. But when you get in the red zone 5 times and you score 1 touchdown, that's going to cost you. You get in the red zone 4 times in the second half, 4 times in the second half inside the 10, and you score 6 points inside the 10. You score 6 points inside the 10 4 times. Disgusting. Oh, Kellen Moore's gone. He's the issue. He wants to light up the offense. Well, Mike McCarthy, we got to dial up something, but some hitches and some bullshit little outs in the red zone. Swing passes to Tony Pollard isn't going to get you 7, Mike McCarthy. Also, let's talk about another reoccurring issue for the Dallas Cowboys out of the last couple of years. Penalties. Undisciplined football. 13 flags on Sunday for 107 yards is going to lose you a lot of games. 13 penalties. Jesus Christ. So biggest factors for the Cowboys sucking and losing on Sunday as double-digit favorites and losing outright by double digits. Red zone offense efficiency was ass. Penalties, ass. And then what else? We had one more here. I don't know. Let's just say penalties and red zone offense both being ass, leading Dallas to a 2-1. The sky is not falling yet. Obviously, I'm coming over a little emotional here because when it comes down to January and December football, you want the number 1 seed. You want to have home field advantage. And guess what? A loss against a really, really, really bad Arizona Cardinals team in October or September. I'm so flustered, I don't even know what fucking month it is. A loss to Arizona in September could cost you the 1 seed. It could cost you the NFC East. There's a lot at stake in these games. Yes, it's one game. It's 1 of 17. It's a game in the first month of the season. But a loss like this could come back to hurt you. So let's look at 3 biggest plays of the game, in my opinion, here. The first one being Rondale Moore's 45-yard touchdown run in the first half to make it 15-3. Little burst there. A terrible, terrible route by both Leighton Vander Esch and Jaron Kearse in the secondary. Just let him split the cheeks right up the seam untouched for a 45-yard touchdown to make it 15-3. And as soon as he scored that touchdown, I looked, sent a couple pictures in my group chat. I said, Dallas might be down 9-0. I ain't sweating. 15-3. We got a problem. So that's the first play of the game. That was a huge impact in my opinion. The second play here might sound like a hater, might sound like excuses, but at the end of the day, when a ref throws a PI flag, that's going to give a struggling red zone offense 1st and goal at the 1-yard line when they're down by 8 points. And then all of a sudden, we're going to discuss it. We're going to pick it up. Wonderful. It's one thing to not throw the flag in the first place and then justify it not being PI in that instance. But when you throw the flag and then you talk about it and you pick it up, what the fuck are we doing? You look at the replay in live speed, in the real-time speed. I agree. It was a little tough to call. It's bang, bang. But when you look at the freeze frames, you look at the slow-mo, he clearly got to Michael Gallup early in the corner of the end zone. Down by 8, you get 1st and goal at the 1. Who knows? You might punch it in. You know what the Cowboys did on that drive? They went for it on 4th and goal and didn't get it and got 0 points. Yikes. Yes, there was more plays after that one play, so they could have picked it up after that, but picking up a PI call when all the momentum's going Dallas's way, it just immediately slams that door of momentum and immediately sends that offense back into struggling in the red zone. Third and final biggest play of the game was kind of the sealer, in my opinion. First play, Dallas gets a field goal. They're down 8, get a field goal, go down by 5. There's about 6 minutes left in the game. You never know. Down 5 with 6 minutes, you get the ball. You get a stop on defense. You get the ball. You go down, score, you win. Who cares if you win by 1? You could win. First play from scrimmage after that field goal, Michael Wilson, 69-yard catch, busted coverage, going all the way from Arizona's own 24-yard line down to Dallas's 7-yard line before Malik Hooker chased him down and brought him down. Arizona ultimately scores a touchdown on that drive, going up 28-16 and icing the game. Yes, Dak Prescott did throw his first interception of the season when they were down by 2 with 3, or when they were down by 12 with 3 minutes left in the game. That's what the media is going to run with. Oh, Dak Prescott's choking when it matters most. You're still down 12. Touchdown there, no pick and a touchdown there. You're still down 6 or 5 or 4, whatever combination, if they go for 2, if they don't. Their run defense didn't stop shit all day. So whatever. Big full team L. Let's look at the matchups I had mentioned coming into the game. The first one was Jordan Lewis against Arizona slot receivers. Jordan Lewis, 3 tackles on the game, 1 tackle for loss. Didn't give up a whole lot as far as receptions go, but he didn't jump out of the page at me either. And then the big play at the end was an Arizona slot receiver getting wide open down the field. I don't think it was Jordan Lewis who was personally responsible for that. More so it was an overall defensive busted down coverage. Tough look for Dallas's defense all around. They're definitely feeling Trayvon Diggs being gone, but Trayvon Diggs doesn't really affect the run game in that front 7 all that much. Which leads me into the second matchup I had was James Conner against Dallas's front 7. James Conner on the day, easy breezy, no struggle whatsoever. 16 touches of the football, 14 carries, 2 receptions, 116 all-purpose yards, and a touchdown. Pretty solid day for James Conner. Pretty solid day for Arizona all around. Third matchup here was Paris Johnson Jr., the rookie right tackle for the Arizona Cardinals, against whatever Dallas defensive end lined up against him, whether it was Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, so on and so forth. Dallas only had 2 sacks the whole game. Paris Johnson, I saw, didn't give up 1. So, I mean, pretty flawless game from the Arizona rookie right tackle, in my opinion. And the fourth and final matchup here, I had key matchup going into the game was Kaiser White, Arizona's middle linebacker against Dallas's tight ends. Jake Ferguson finally had a decent game, but Dallas was down multiple scores the entire game. So a lot of that came, with some cushiony coverage. Dallas's tight ends combined for 6 receptions for 51 yards. An okay day, about a little over 8.5, or right about 8.5 per reception. Yeah, a little under 8.5. Sorry, my math's off. I'm just so damn flustered about what should be a top 3 team in the NFL losing to a bottom 3 team in the NFL has got me all sorts of out of cahoots here. Kaiser White, though, against Dallas's tight ends, held him to 6 receptions for 51 yards. Pretty solid day for the Arizona linebacking core. So jumping into the X factors here before the game, I had Kaiser White for Arizona's defense. All he did was 14 tackles, a tackle for loss, and then the game-sealing interception at the end. Pretty solid day for Kaiser White. Hats off to him. He was the stud of the game on either side of the ball for either team, in my opinion. The second X factor I had for Arizona was on their offense. It was Zach Ertz. He only had 2 targets all game. He caught both targets for 5 yards. Really underwhelming game for Zach Ertz. However, that second catch got him down to the 1 or 2 yard line on that last drive, which ultimately resulted in Arizona punching it in, going up 12 and really sealing this victory. The 2 X factors I have for Dallas were both on the defensive side of the ball, and both of them played very pedestrian. I already talked about Jordan Lewis, 3 tackles on the game, only 1 of those tackles for a loss, 0 passes defense as a slot corner. And then the second one here was Osa Odighizuwa, interior D lineman for Dallas, had a nice tackle for a loss early, but that was only 1 of his 2 tackles for the entire game. So he was held fairly scoreless as far as stat sheet wise. He was held down pretty bad after that first tackle for loss. So the final score prediction, I had Dallas 33, Arizona 9. Wow. Not only was I 24 points off in the wrong direction, I was also 12 more off. So I was 36 points off that prediction. Obviously on our podcast, I'm a Cowboy hater, usually with the spread. And I took the bait. I said, you know what? Instead of picking against the Cowboys as I'd done the first 2 weeks, let me go with them. There is no way Arizona beats Dallas. There is no way Dallas doesn't cover 12.5. Wow. Maybe that's a reality check and the wake-up call you need. I'm loving watching the sports shows here. Pile it all on while you can, because I don't think this team's going to look as bad as they did this past Sunday. Hopefully the rest of the year, but we will see, because they have much more difficult opponents scheduled ahead, much more difficult road ahead than Arizona. But as I mentioned, 1-7 against Arizona since 2008. I don't know what it is about the Cardinals. They didn't even have Kyler Murray. They have Joshua Dobbs, who is actually like a rocket scientist. This guy is a genius, and he is just crushing Dallas on Sunday with his part-time job of being an NFL quarterback. Not a lot to say here. I could go on for hours about being salty, making excuses. Tough look, tough game. Mike McCarthy, go do something else, to motivate this team. I don't know if you just start smashing some watermelons again or what you have to do, but this team clearly didn't show up for Sunday. They had my mindset in my preview of the game. I said, there's no way they lose. I said, all I have to do is show up and get dressed, and prove me wrong. They proved me wrong, and I can't really hate them for that. So what else do I have to say here? I think that might be it. But yeah, that's all I got to say here. Dallas moves to 2-1 with probably the most embarrassing loss of the weekend across the NFL. And we will see you next week, hopefully with a preview here at the end of the week. They got the Patriots coming in on Sunday, who just got their first victory in New York against those Jets. If this offense looks like it does here against the Arizona Cardinals, I can only imagine what Bill Belichick is going to make them look like next weekend at home. So we'll see. We'll see you guys next week. We'll see you at the end of this week, actually, with the preview for next week's game. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you back for more.